Hi there, I'm back again with one more video on modifications, improvements, and so forth to the Wolf Pup 16 PFBL. Here are my other three videos. If you haven't seen them yet, I encourage you to take a look because there's some good stuff on them. So I'll walk through a few things here. Some of these things do not apply specifically to the Wolf Pup. They can be used in any camper. This is one of them right here. This box contains all of the dunnage, I guess you'd call it, the material we use to put as blocking underneath the stabilizers and so forth. So the box is handy for just storing that material, also for leveling. And you'll see these three pieces here. They actually click together. There's pegs that go through them, so you can take them off and use whichever one you need. The box itself, well, it is used for storage. If you flip it over, it's also designed to be a step. So if you hit into any of these really awkward places, you can certainly use it as an additional step to take the danger out of getting out of the camper and back into it. This particular unit I own has the solar pack in it, the juice pack as they call it. It only has the one battery that came with it, so I bought this second battery here. And with this, I bought a set of booster cables from a local store. They were on sale for like $7 or something. And I simply cut the clamp part off and hammered these things out and worked them around and then drilled holes into them so they now fit into the wing nutted terminals on the battery. You can use this to hook it up to the factory battery up there. When you do, red goes to red, black goes to black. That's called hooking it up in parallel. That'll give you lots of storage capacity and remain at 12 volts. If you hook it up black to red and so forth, and you sort of cross them, hook them up in series, that'll give you the storage capacity, but it'll give you 24 volts, which will be really awkward to work with for the 2 seconds that your system lasts. So make sure red to red, black to black if you do happen to use that. A couple of other things, and this is an idea somebody else had. I couldn't find out who it was once I found it, so I can't credit the person, but it's a good idea. I drive a 2017 Sierra. It's got a very small backup screen in it, a little TV, so it's tough to see stuff, and plus I'm getting older anyway. So with everything being black, difficult to back up and negotiate exactly where the trailer hitch ball is underneath the hitch itself. So I painted the front of this thing bright yellow so it'll show up in the screen, and I also painted the equalizer hitch in the same way, so it's also yellow. So it's a really big help to try and get these things lined up. You'll notice also this is the bar for the equalizer hitch. Why have I painted it yellow? Because being black, I've seen a number of these things lying on the road, along with other things that people put on their back bumper when they're sort of setting up or taking down and forget about. So when it's yellow, it's a lot easier to remember that it's there and not to leave it where it shouldn't be. One other thing I wanted to show you back here is this. You can't buy these, you got to make them, but they're very easy to make. It's a little piece of tubing. To make this thing, I taped one end shut, filled it full of sand, taped the other end shut, put it in a vise, heated it with a propane torch, and bent it as needed. Now, why is this thing useful? Well, again, getting up in years and all that, you do have to take the trailer hitch up and off on the truck and off it. So this slides in right there, picks straight up, and it balances perfectly. So you can slide it straight into the truck or take it right out of the truck with no difficulty whatsoever. So it's just a very handy little thing that seems to have worked out pretty good for me, and very easy to make. Now we're going to go inside and just look at a couple of things. I don't know if I'd shown this before. Just a couple of hooks on there with the broom, shoehorn, fly swatter. I keep the level also on a little hook down in there. First thing I'm going to show you is again somebody else's idea, and I don't know who, but it's a great idea. This is just a pool noodle, and it's got just enough tension on it to keep this plate from bouncing out of its moorings every time you move the trailer, because they're a bit awkward to get back in there from time to time. So that's a really good idea, and full credit to whoever it is that came up with it. And for $1.50 or $2, well worth the effort. The other thing is, with the new campers, everybody expects there to be a TV mount someplace. There's really, with this layout, there's no good place to put the TV mount. So they stuck it over here on the back wall. And with the standard mount, this is the only good place you can sit. And thank heavens, by the way, for this U shape. It allows 6 people to sit here, and if you're watching TV, 2 people can sit on that side and look over and see the TV. Now, in standard configuration, that doesn't allow for a very good viewing area, and it doesn't allow for a very big TV. What I have done is I found a piece of 3/4 inch tubing, square tubing, and cut it to fit down inside there. And then you can extend this out. You can put a larger TV on, and the 2 people who are sitting over here can actually see the TV. Now, from my perspective, I found the whole thing after I had done it. I just did it because it was there and I felt I should at least try. I just found it to be a bit too awkward to be useful. So what I have done is got one of these off of Temu. In fact, I've got 2 of them to hold an iPad. And I just use the iPad there and we sit here and we can watch ball games and whatever we want to watch on TV. And it's actually better because you can position it into locations, whichever one works best for you. Now, the last thing I want to show you in this last video, I did mention in the prelude to both of my second and third videos some possible solutions to trying to fill the gap underneath the jackknife mattress. And I finally just given up on the thing completely. I bought an ordinary mattress and stuck it on top of there, and that's best. It does mean you're not able to use that Chesterfield or sofa underneath anymore. But I found that with this kind of a sitting arrangement, really don't need that much anyway. So the problem then becomes, how do you get in there? There never was much room, even with the sofa, to be able to lift and get stuff out of there. I keep stuff in there that I don't use very often. So, but when I do need to get to it, I need to be able to get to it. So what I have done is I have taken these buttons off. There's a screw under each one of them. And the screws aren't there anymore, and the buttons really aren't there anymore. The top part is just glued on. And as you can see, I've designed this so it can be lifted out of the way. Now, from the factory, these little corner pieces are installed, but there's no brace installed across there. And so that bothered me a bit. So I thought there should be a brace with a couple of rivets to hold it in place. And so I went out into my pile of stuff that I've been hoarding since 1973 and got a piece of an old outdoor laundry dryer and just made it to fit and have riveted it in place. And below, it's got a couple of pieces of wood and air nailed them after I painted them and milled them, air nailed them into the ground to form a little groove for this piece to fit into. So it does. You can put that back in again. And then just drill the hole, put this bolt in there, and there's a hole in the end here. I'll show you how that works in a second. That goes on there. Little plastic gasket there, washer there to keep things in place. And then this pin goes in there to secure it to keep it from falling out. So all in all, it's an easy little project. Like I say, just scrap material that I basically used to do it. And with this folded down, I'm now able to get in there on the occasions when I do need to get stuff out of there. And as you probably noticed, pretty much everything is in bins in there, so it just lift up and slide the whole thing right out, and you're good to go. So that's about all I have. Oh, one last thing. Got that little holder on Temu also. I think it was about $2 or $3. It was for the remote for the TV, but I now use it to hold my my iPhone when I'm charging it up, because use this charger for the iPhone and that one down there for an iPad if I happen to be reading or something. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you find a few things that are helpful. My thanks again to whoever came up with the idea of painting the trailer hitch yellow and also putting the pool noodle inside the microwave to keep stuff from banging around. They're great ideas too. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.